And
Good. See, new share. Now you see the schedule for today. Do you see that on the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You see it, Mercedes?
yes,
Yeah,
I
I
did.
got
Okay.
math topic schedule, fraction, decimal, percentage, homework.
Right. Okay. So we'll do our homework first, and then we'll do some more fractions, decimal percent practice. And then if we have time, we'll go into our applied math, and we'll start with setup problems. Okay. So let's first look at our homework. Let me do a new share and go to our homework. And I think both of you for sending in your homework. You see it on the screen?
Yeah.
Yes. The first two, Mercedes, you and Maureen got correctly because you knew that 3/5 is what percent, Mercedes?
60%.
60%. So let's answer B. Okay. Now, the fraction for a ninth as a percentage, and when you divided it out, what did you get, Maureen?
I get G.
Okay, that was correct. Now, the third one, now Maureen, you got it wrong, I think.
Yeah, but then I said back in order to you again.
Then you sent it back and you had it correct.
Yeah.
Now, let's see. Mercedes, did you have that one correct? And look at what I put here. Okay. Okay. Okay, Mercedes, you missed B. It's the 3. You said B. Why did you say B, Mercedes, for number 3?
Can you scroll up, miss, please?
Okay, it's on the right side.
Oh,
Which figure below has 3/7 shaded? You chose B. And my question is, why did you choose B?
because it said 3/7. I just count the B, the blocks are shaded 3. Then after I sent off the answer, I said, oh no, I should have gone.
Is the whole 7 for B? How many blocks did you count? This is B. How many blocks are there?
Oh no, it's the
1,
it's
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It's
So it's,
Barbara.
yes.
Yeah. A while ago, I just say because I counted 3 blocks shaded. You remember? A while ago, I
Yes,
just said.
but I said, what
That's
was
an
your
error I made. It's C. I should have put in. When I wrong or right, it should be C.
okay.
I'm looking straight at
It should
C
be
and say
it should be what?
C.
C as in Charlie.
Yes.
How
Yes.
many blocks total is in C?
14.
So your
And 3.
whole is 14, not 7.
Okay, and 3 shaded.
That would be 3/14,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because your 7 is your total number of blocks. This C has 14. So that really represents 3/14. So it can't be C. You follow?
Yes, but because we work it out and get the answer the last with the one we did before, I thought it was the same way. I kind of misunderstood then.
When I say 3/7, what does that mean to you? That fraction is 3/7.
It means you have 7 blocks and you shaded 3.
That's correct. C has how many blocks?
14.
So it can't be that because
The answer is D.
That's correct. That's correct. I just wanted to know how you got the answer you got. Yeah. Okay. Because the total number of blocks for C is 14. 3 blocks are shaded, but the 3 is part of the whole 14, right?
Yes.
How many blocks are shaded in B as a fraction?
7
7 out of how many?
out of 10.
7 out of 10. So it can't be B, right? Because 7 is the part and 10 is the whole. What about A? What's the
Okay, you
fraction?
have three shaded
Out of how many?
out of 10.
So it's not 3 over 10, it's 3 over 7. But when you get to D, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 total.
Oh,
That's your holes. 1, 2, 3 shaded. Got it?
yes. I should never get that one wrong anyway.
Yeah. So Maureen, you had it. You had let me see what you
I
had.
had it wrong, but I went to put D, but I know if I type in, I missed things.
Well, you had C as your first answer, then you changed it to A. So were you thinking that 7, did you see 7 as being the whole here?
I guess
And-
I could miss that there, yeah.
Okay, yeah, when you see a fraction, remember fraction is part of a whole, a ratio, part of a whole. 3 is the part, 7 is the whole. So you look for the figure that has 7 blocks. There's only one that has 7, that's D. How many shaded? 3. Can only be D.
Mm.
Now, let's look at number 4. Let's see, Mercedes had that one correct. And Maureen, you gave me 2 answers.
Yeah,
Why?
because I misread it. I read which 2 numbers, but I misread it.
Yeah, which
Okay.
2 numbers? Because each one
Yeah.
has 2 numbers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Which 2 numbers are equivalent? The 2 numbers here, the 2 numbers here, the 2 numbers here, and 2 numbers here. And Mercedes, what did you say?
What
What was your answer, Mercedes?
did I give you again?
No, you tell me. Look at it. What's your answer?
I think I give you. I think it's I remember what is I know it's 0.4. Did I C or D I gave you?
Which 2 numbers are equivalent, Mercedes?
Um
You gave me the correct answer. I just want to know what is it?
I think it's C.
C, that is correct. Because 2/5 is 4/10. 1/5 is 2/10. Twice 2 is 4, right? So it can't be 2 answers. So Maureen, you got a little confused on that one. Only one answer. 40% is the same as 2/5. 40% is the same as 4/10. Okay, let me put that here. 40% equals to the decimal 0.40, and that's equal to the fraction what? 2/5. So you see the relationship, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, Mercedes, let's
Yes,
go
ma'am.
here. Suppose this was 70%. What would that be as a decimal?
That was 70%.
70% will be what as a decimal?
That would be, let me see.
Divide by 100, shift decimal point 2 places to the left, drop the percent sign. What do you get?
I got 0.70.
That's right. 0.70. What would it be as a fraction?
Um, What was it again? The fraction.
Numerator over denominator. What would it be?
0.6.
What would it be as a denominator, as a fraction? Numerator over denominator.
Or 7/10.
That's it, 7/10. 70 over 100 or 7/10? 70 over 100 wouldn't be the simplified version. You'd have to divide by 10, right?
Yes.
Okay, so remember to go from percent to decimal. What do? Divide by 100 or shift the decimal point 2 places to the left. Decimal point is behind the 0. 2 places to the left is in front of the 7.
So that is telling me, Miss, soon as I see a number that is say percent, whether 18, 90 or whatever, put it over 100.
Yes, it's
That's what-
always divided by 100. Because
100,
remember, percent is a ratio of a number to 100.
Yes.
So if you had, Maureen, suppose you had 150%. What would that be as a decimal, Maureen?
By 0.150.
No. Remember, you dividing by 100.
Oh.
Same as shifting your decimal point 2 places to the left. So your decimal point would be between the 1 and the 5, right? So what would be the decimal?
0.15.
No.
1.5. Oops.
What would it be? What would it be?
1.5.
No. What would it be, Mercedes?
1.5.
1.5. Which is the same as 1.50. Remember, this is the same. 1.50 is the same as 1.5, right? What would it be as a fraction, Maureen?
$15 over 100.
15 over 100? 15 over 100 is 15%.
Oh.
Remember, you put the percent over 100.
Already.
So
Uh,
it's 150
15 over
over
100.
100. And what would that be simplified, Mercedes?
That's 1.5. If you're asking me for the
I'm asking for the fraction simplified.
it's a mix, one and 1.5. 1 and 1/2. Like 1.5. Yes.
Or what? Or would it be as an
Uh,
improper fraction?
That's an improper fraction.
No, that's a mix.
No, that's a
fraction.
mix.
What would it
Improper.
be as an improper fraction? Numerator bigger than denominator.
3 over 2.
That's it. 3 over 2. All right. Because if you divide 150 by 50, you get 3. And 100 by 50 is 2. So that's how you can simplify. So either answer as a mixed fraction or as an improper fraction would be correct. Just remember, percent to decimal, divide by 100. Same as shifting 2 places to the left. The decimal point is behind the 0 here. 2 places to the left would be between the 1 and the 5. Okay, any questions on number 4?
No, thank you, miss.
So, because you know how to convert decimals to fraction. Okay, let's look at number 5. And number 5, let's see how you did on that one. Look at my results here, see who got that one correct. Number 5, Mercedes, you had that one correct. Maureen, you said D on this one first.
Yeah, but then I correct it.
Yeah,
put
okay.
here.
Then you corrected it. So what's the hole here, Maureen? What's the hole in this circle? How many of these little slices are there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
The whole circle has how many slices?
12.
12. So your hole is 12, right?
Um,
And it says how many are shaded. So of that 12, Maureen, how many are shaded?
8.
1, 2, 3, 4, not shaded. So you have 8 over 12. And then when you simplify that, Maureen, what do you get?
Okay.
8
Yeah.
over 12 reduced to what?
8 ones is 8. And 4 is 12. Yeah,
What's your least
2
common?
or 2. It's 2 into 8.
What
No,
is your
4,
what is your
4.
common denominator? It's 4.
4.
So 4
4.
into 8 is how many times?
2
2. And 4 into 12.
is 3 times.
So your answer is,
2/3.
and that's answer what?
C.
A, B, okay, C. All right. Now, if it said, which fraction is unshaded, what would you get, Mercedes?
I would get 4.
Fraction,
Unshaded. 4 over.
I said fraction. Which fraction
Oh,
is
oh, oh.
unshaded?
Oh boy.
Well,
The
this
fraction.
one, the fraction unshaded, well, you know the fraction shaded is 2/3. So you just say 3/3 minus 2/3 is equal to what, Mercedes?
1/3.
Mercedes, 3/3 minus 2/3.
That's 1/3.
1/3. So that was just mental math. Answer right away, right?
Yes.
Because we already said what was shaded. So what's not shaded is the difference from the whole and the part shaded. And the whole is 3 over 3. 2/3 shaded, 1/3 unshaded. Questions? See, this one you didn't have to figure it out because you found the shaded part first. So it's either shaded or unshaded, but the two must add up to the whole. So 2/3 adds to what to give 3/3? 1/3. What percent is unshaded, Maureen?
Huh?
What percent of this circle is unshaded? 1/3 is what percent?
1/3.
Is equal to what percent? That's one on your list that you should know.
1/3.
Is equal to what percent, Maureen?
3%.
Oh. Mercedes, do you know?
0.3. 3.
I didn't say decimal.
Uh-uh.
I said percent. That
Oh,
means you
Lord.
give me a number and then a percent. 1/3 is what percent, Mercedes?
1/3 over 100.
What's 1/3 of 100, Maureen?
1/3 of 100
Uh-huh.
is 33.
And what? Almost there. 33 and what?
33 and a half.
Oh, no. 33 and a third. We're talking thirds here, right? So that would be 33 and a third percent. That's one you should remember. 1/3 is 33 and a third percent. 2/3, you just multiply by 2 times 33 and a third, you get 66 and 2/3. Got it?
Yeah.
33 and a third. If you add it 3 times, what do you get, Mercedes? 33 and a third plus 33 and a third plus 33 and a third. What does that give you, Mercedes?
66 and a third.
No, I said
No,
3
no.
times. 33 and a third plus 33 and a third plus 33 and a third. What does that give you?
33 and a third. You said 33.
I said, take this, add it to itself. Okay, let me put down what I'm saying. 33 and a third, because if you get that picture in your mind, you'll always get this correct. 33 and a third plus 33 and a third plus 33 and a third. What is that equal to, Mercedes? What percent? Mental math.
What?
What is it equal to? Mercedes?
I'm here.
What does the whole numbers equal to? Then we'll do the fraction. What is 33 plus 33 plus 33?
Third, okay. You say what is 33 plus
Plus
33?
33 plus 33.
That equals to 99.
Right. Now, what is 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3?
That will be 1 whole.
1
You can
whole.
see
So what is 99 plus 1?
100.
That's it, 100%. I want you to picture that in your mind. If you have something divided into thirds, each part is 33 and a third. And if you add that 3 times, you get the whole, the 100%.
Okay.
Questions? Just like 1/3 plus 1/3 plus 1/3 is the 1. The whole.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
So now you should always know that 1/3 is 33 and a third, because if you add that 3 times, you get 100, right?
Yes.
Maureen, questions?
Yeah. No.
Okay. All right. Let's go to number 6. Maureen, read number 6. On the other side. Hello, Chastity.
Susan is in charge of planning Millville Hospital Parents Educational Classes. She used the table below to determine the cost of each class in the hospital. That's Millville Hospital Parenting Workshop. The type of workshop, it costs per participant.
So make
Childbirth classes, $35 a couple. Infant care, $30 per person. Teaching your child to read, 60%.
no, $60.
$60 personal per person.
Okay, so you should be familiar now with these classes and their costs, right? So this is what the Midvale Hospital offers in its parenting workshops. Childbirth classes, infant care, teaching your child to read. Now, in order to solve this problem, you have to look at what you're given. Okay, so a foundation is offered to pay 75% of the cost of infant care classes. So you definitely need this. All right.
Mhm.
Now, when you look at infant care classes, you look at it this, right?
Mhm.
Right here.
Uh-huh.
Let's make that.
30%.
Okay, I made that bigger. So, okay. So we're looking at the infant care, this $30 a person, right?
Yeah.
Now, the foundation pays 75%. The hospital covers the remaining costs. So Mercedes' remaining cost is what percent?
The remaining costs.
in percent.
Right.
When they say the hospital will cover the remaining costs. If the foundation pays 75%, what percent does the hospital pay for this infant care class?
Oh, 75% out of 100 would be
Oh,
25.
no. You mean 75% from 100.
That's what I'm
You
really
said
saying.
over,
Oh, I'm sorry.
which is what? Division. It's a
Yes.
subtraction. So if you take 75% from 100, 25% will be the percent that the hospital covers for this infant care class, right?
Yes.
Now, how many people are in the class?
How many people in the class? 28? No.
28. No,
28?
it's
Okay.
28. That's how many
Yeah.
people are in the infant care class. And what
Okay.
is it costing each person in the class?
$30.
$30, right? Now, read what we are trying to find here.
Which of the following expressions could be used to find the amount in dollars the hospital will pay?
Okay, so let me just put this all on one page. So we know it's $30 per person, and we know there are 28 persons in the class,
And that's
right?
what I'm supposed to
Now,
do.
you said that 75%, let's just put it here, of class cost paid by foundation, right? And this is paid, P-A-I-D. Okay. And you said 25%, 25% paid by the hospital. So just put 25% of class cost paid by hospital. All right. Now, so we know if we work with percent, we're going to either be working with a decimal or fraction, right?
Yes.
Now, do you see a fraction in any of those expressions? Yes, no?
Oh, you mean in the answers?
Yes, do you see a fraction?
I see mostly decimal.
You see decimals, right? Now,
Yes.
if the hospital is paying 25%, what are they paying? They're paying 1 minus the 75% converted to a decimal, right? So hospital, let's just use our decimals because we see that's what our answers have, right? Hospital pays 1 minus the decimal 0.75 for the class. So we know then that one of those answers must have the decimal 1 minus 0.75.
Must be the C or D then.
That's right. That's correct. All right.
I can
So
figure out it.
let's just forget about anybody paying anything, right? Any discount or whatever. If 28 people are in the class and it's $30 a class, Maureen, how much do you find? What would be the total cost paid for those 28 people? How would you find that?
Okay.
28 people in the class and $30 per class. Now, how would you find the total it would cost for those 28 people?
By multiplying
Multiplied what?
28 by 30.
That's right. Very good. Now, if the hospital is getting a discount, because we're trying to find which of the following expressions we use to find the amount in dollars the hospital will pay? Now, Maureen, since you said 28 times 30, the only answer there could be what, Maureen?
See,
C. That's right. Answer C. So you see how you can reason out your answers, because you and Mercedes gave me different answers, right?
Miss, what I did, I gave you a guess answer because I couldn't figure out how to do it.
Okay,
That's
so
it.
you just guessed. All right,
Yeah.
but see, you have to, well, think about $30 per class, 28 people. To find how much the total, and like Maureen say, you multiply 28 by 30. So you look at where you have 28 by 30. Now you have it here, you have it here, and you have it here, right? But the 75 here is multiplied, but 75 is a percent, so that can't be right, right? The 0.75 times 30, what is that giving you?
You're saying what is, go back where is it again?
Like here, 0.75 times 30, what does that represent?
That represent,
That's just the cost of the class discounted, right? 75%. But
you said
that's not saying how many people took the class, because it said how much will the hospital pay, and that is for the 28. So you can't use this one because you don't have the number of people who took the class yet.
no, you get less than 28.
Right. I mean, you don't have it in B. Okay, so the only answer it could be is C. How much the hospital pay as a decimal, 1 minus 0.75, which gives you 0.25, times the cost for 28 people taking the class at $30 a person.
I mean, when you say 1 minus 0.75, I'm not so clear right there. Maybe that's why I
Well,
know the
but
finance.
Mercedes, when I ask you what if the foundation pays 75%, you told me 25% of the class
Yeah,
is paid by the hospital, but 25% is what as a decimal?
that is
What is that as a decimal? 0.25, right? But 0.25 is the difference between 1 and 0.75, isn't it?
the difference.
Aren't these the same? 0.25 is 1 minus 0.75. That's equal to
Yeah.
0.25. You agree, Mercedes?
Yes.
Yes. So they didn't put 0.25. They could have put 0.25 here, but they want to make sure that you knew that if you take the whole, the 1, and subtract the 0.75 from it, you get 0.25.
Oh, so the 1 represent the whole.
1 is the whole, right?
Okay.
And
And
1 might, yeah.
Okay, got you.
Go ahead and you subtract the 0.75 from it. Just like 100 minus 75 is 25. That's percent, right? But 1 as a whole number minus the decimal 0.75 give you the 0.25, the amount as a decimal that the hospital pay. So all you need to do is multiply that 0.25 times the cost of the class plus the number times the number of people taking the class. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, 0.25 could have been one of the answers here, 0.25 times this, but they want to make sure you knew the difference between the whole and the percent.
Okay.
75% covered, 25% not covered, 0.75 covered, 0.25 not covered. Okay. Questions?
No, thank you, miss.
All right. Now, Maureen, I'm surprised you missed that one. You too, Mercedes, because you told me that 28 times 30 would be the cost for the class without a
I
discount,
just,
right?
yeah,
So
I
you
just,
knew, so you knew you had to have a 28 by 30 multiplication, but it couldn't be times 75 like A, right?
that's right.
And it couldn't be subtracted from a number that doesn't show the number of people taking the class, B, all right?
Because I was doubtful what the one stand for and C and B, D. So I said, oh, check.
But
Sorry.
one is the total of the two decimals, right? Mercedes?
Yes, yes.
Okay, just put it here. Okay. The one total, one equals what? 0.75 plus 0.25. That's where we get the one from. Which is the same as 100% is 75% plus 25%, right?
Yes, yes. Let's realize that's what.
You see that? If you
Yes.
put 100, that's the same thing. It's expressed in a different way. 100% equal 75% plus 25%. Remember we said fractions, decimal percent are really the same. They just expressed different ways. And I want you to see the relationship. So regardless of how they come in a problem, you're able to solve it. All right?
Okay.
That's why I gave you that table. And you should start. Some of them you know already, but the ones you don't know, you should start remembering them because it saves you time when you're doing problem solving. To know that 20% is 1/5, not to try to have to figure it out. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Now we will look. Let me do a new share, and I have some more fraction decimal practice for you. All right. Before we go to our next topic, I think we need to do some more practice. So look at the first one. I give you a minute or so to tell me what the answer. Maureen, read the first one, tell me the answer.
Betty has walked 3/4 of the way to school. What fraction does she still have to walk?
What is your answer? What's your whole here equal to?
Three-fourths.
What's your whole equal? Whole is equal to what? What's your whole equal to, Maureen?
I gotta figure out this bit.
No, if it's in fourths, the wholes is 4/4, right?
Mhm.
You know what your whole is by your denominator.
Oh,
If you're working with 3/4, then your whole is going to be 4/4, which is 1, right?
um,
All right. So your whole is 4/4. So Maureen, what's the difference between 4/4 and 3/4?
it comes 1/4.
That's it. Very good. So your answer, 4/4 minus 3/4 equals 1/4.
Over 4.
So the fraction she needs to walk is 1/4.
4/4.
So you put this as 1/4. 1/4. That's your answer. Mercedes, you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Did you have the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What percent does she still have to walk, Mercedes?
She have to walk like if it's what's mile, she have to walk another quarter or 25.
Just answer the question I asked you. I ask you, what percent does she still have to walk?
What percent she still have to work? You mean I should convert that again?
1/4 is what percent?
1/4 is 0.25.
I didn't say decimal.
No. Oh no, I don't know why I did that.
1/4 equal what percent? What percent, Mercedes? Just tell me that right away. 1/4 of a dollar is what?
25.
So 1/4 is what percent?
1/4.
Yes.
No, percent, Mercedes. Percent. 1/4 is what percent?
0.75. No.
No, I didn't say decimal. When you give me a percent, you give me a number and then you say percent. What is it, Maureen?
What?
1/4 is what percent?
25%.
That's it, 25. You
So what
follow,
I'm saying,
Miss?
Miss, I was saying 25, but I didn't say percent. That
No, you didn't say 25. You said 0.25. You were giving me decimal and I was
okay,
asking you percent.
I should have just said 25%.
That's it. That's why I asked you a dollar. I said, look, 1/4 of a dollar is a quarter, right? And a quarter is 25 cents.
I forget I'm not repeat. I'm not saying the percent.
Yeah,
to
when I
answer.
say percent, I mean a number with the percent sign. When I say
Yes.
decimal, I mean something with a decimal point. They're not the
Okay.
same when you express them, although they are related, but 0.25 is the decimal. 25% is the percent. So if I said ask you decimal, then the 0.25 would be correct. Got it?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, let's go to number 2. Number 2. Can you see the pizza? Mercedes, read number 2. Tell me the answer.
Jim has eaten a slice of pizza. What fraction of the pizza has he eaten? I would say
What is your answer? Fraction.
1/6.
Maureen, do you agree?
Yeah.
She said 1/6. Because the
Yeah.
whole is what?
6 pieces.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the slice out is 1 part of the whole of 6. So he has eaten 1/6. Maureen, what is the fraction he has not eaten?
What?
What fraction of the pizza has Jim not eaten?
5,
That's right, 5/6.
6.
Yeah, because 5/6 and 1/6 is your whole. Mercedes, you okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
All right. See that the fraction eaten plus the fraction left adds up to the whole. So 1/6 plus 5/6 equals 6/6. That is the whole. Okay. Now, can you see these figures here? The shaded figures.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want you to look at all of them and I'll just go through them and I want you to tell me the fraction. Okay. So, and I'll just put it here. Oh, wait a minute. Put that back. Let's see if I can bring this. Okay, take that out. That's number 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, and I'll do these as that's 2A. Let's put that here. Okay. Now 2A. What's the answer, Maureen?
You mean this 2
What part
half.
is shaded? 1/2.
Half.
All right. 1/2. All right. Okay. 2B, Mercedes, what part is shaded?
1/3.
1/3. All right. 2C, Maureen,
3/4.
3/4. All right. 2D, Mercedes,
That's 1/8.
1/8. Right? Good. You're finding your hole. That's good. 2E, Maureen,
5/6.
you see 5?
Let me see. 4. 4/5.
4/5, because the hole
Yeah.
is 5.
Yeah.
All right. Be careful. All right. 2F, Mercedes,
That is 3. 3. Sorry. 3/8. Did I count it right? Hold on.
Well, the shaded one, you got a couple of shaded ones.
Oh, the shaded. Oh, sorry. I'm I can't believe I counted the shade unshaded. Beg your pardon, Miss Barbara. 1 sec.
2F is how many shaded?
That is 5/8.
Okay, 5/8. That's good. Okay, so
Thank you, Maureen.
I just want to make sure that when you see these figures, you're able to figure them out because you were having problems on those before. Okay. All right, let's go to the number line. Maureen, A.
Yeah.
What does point A represent on the number line here? There's A right there. What does that represent? What fraction?
1/2.
1/2. Very good. Mercedes,
Wow.
did you get that?
That's a good guess.
I'm just looking.
Good guess.
Good
1/2. All right.
guess.
Where was it
1/2.
now? At 0?
Hi, everyone.
Hello,
Hi.
Chastity.
Uh-huh.
1/2 is the answer because Mercedes, this is 0 to 1 and 1 to 2. So midway between 0 and 1 is 1/2.
Okay, Miss Barbara.
Oh.
Number
Yes,
2D.
Yes, Chastity.
2D, I'm not clear on it because what's shaded is, I mean, if you go back a little bit,
Okay.
that's 8, right? 8, 1. I'm confused with that one.
Okay. 2D is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this, you're right. This unshaded would be 1/8. Shaded would be 7/8. Thank you, Chastity.
I was right?
Yes, you're right.
All right, yeah.
Yeah,
'cause I didn't
because
want-
we didn't say the unshaded, we said the shaded. So 1/8 is unshaded, 1/8 from 8/8 is 7/8.
Oh, it's an error.
Yeah.
It's an error.
Who gave me 1/8 before?
Mercedes.
Mercedes.
It's
Okay.
it's an
Mercedes.
error. I just miscounted. It's an
Yeah,
error.
yeah. Okay. Because we were looking, if I'd asked you unshaded, 1/8 would have been correct.
Yeah,
All right.
All right.
All right.
Thank
Questions?
you.
All right, let's keep going. That was any questions on the number line?
So, Miss, what you did, you give us the number line from in the middle is 0.
I
We
gave you a
asked-
number line from 0 to 2.
That's the middle of a line, right?
No,
From
no,
0.
this is just a number line. Number line can have any numbers you want. Now we've had number lines where we had the 0 in the center, and we had negative on the left and positive on the right. But we
Yeah,
can have a
so-
number line with all positive.
Oh,
This number line starts at 0 and it goes to 2. These are all positive numbers. Because if they
okay.
were negative, I would have had signs on them.
Okay.
So all I'm asking you, what's midway between
Mhm,
0 and 1? And Maureen said 1/2. There it is, right there. Mercedes, did that answer your question?
Yes, because that is telling me that 2. A is 2.
No, A is midway between 0 and 1. A is 1/2. Right here. 1/2 equal A.
Well, that's what I'm asking. If A is is the middle.
A is midpoint between, what's midway between 0 and 1? What's the middle point between 0 and 1? Mercedes,
A
what's midway between 0 and 1? What fraction?
between 0 and 1, halfway.
Yeah, halfway, so that's a half. A is a half.
Okay.
You follow?
I think so. I'm not sure. 1, where is 2? Oh, 2 is up here. So
2 is here. The line goes from 0 to 2.
there's 2. Okay, that's what I'm
So I
miscounting.
have 0, 1, 2. Then we put a point A between 0 and 1.
Got you, Miss
It's
Barbara.
greater than 0, less than 1,
Yeah,
right?
got
Mercedes, what if I gave you a point right here? What would a point right here be? See where the currency is?
yes.
1.5.
What did you say,
That's it.
Chastity?
1.5.
1.5. You
Because
follow,
it-
Mercedes?
yes, because
Midway
it-
between 1 and 2
1,
is
2.
1.5,
Yes.
right here.
Yeah.
And if
No,
I
I was
got
just
closer, if I got closer to 2, then it's getting bigger. Like here, it might be 1 3/4.
oh yes.
Okay.
I was mixing up the positions, that's why.
All right. Now, number lines can start with any numbers. We've been looking at the number line with the 0 in the middle and on the left side, negative, right side. But you can have number lines with all positive numbers.
Okay.
These are all positive. Okay, let's go to number 4. Let me bring this back. Okay. Now, I've got a figure here, and I'm asking you, what fraction does point X represent? Maureen, you see it? I'm over here.
Yeah.
And you see the X, right?
Mhm.
What fraction does point X represent?
I know that one, Miss Barbara. I'm good with these. I'm not good with these line things, period.
Mercedes, do you see it?
I see the X.
Is that half? 1, 2, 1/2?
No.
Well, probably look like 3/4.
Now you notice now you have 1, 2, 3, 4 when you get to 1, right?
Oh.
So what would this be?
Miss, what happened, Miss? I'm checking from 1 to 0. So I'm doing it wrong that way.
No, this is 0 to 1.
So I'm supposed to check it from 0 to 1.
0 to the highest. 0 low, 1 high. That means in here you've got fractions. My question
Oh.
is, what are these fractions?
I can't get I'm not good with the fraction with it just yet.
Maureen, do you see what fraction it is? These represent fraction because they're greater than 0, but they're less than 1. So what would this first one be?
Half?
No, it can't be half.
Oh Lord. 1, 2.
If you figured out what the fraction is,
No.
Maureen, you have it?
No.
Chastity, you have it?
No.
What's the fraction?
She says no.
Okay, this is the whole right here, right?
Yes.
1/5, 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5.
Wow.
Each fraction is a fifth,
Oh. But it
right?
is
1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh, I see
5.
that.
Oh,
So
you
your
count
whole
the
is,
line. Oh.
yeah, these little indentations here. represent a fraction. And how you know it's 5? Because you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I wasn't thinking of that.
Right? And 5 over 5 is 1. 4 over 5, 3 over 5, 2 over 5, 1 over 5. So what would be your answer?
3 over 5.
3 over 5. That's right. 3 over
So,
5.
okay. So why we didn't check the one that had the 0 on it?
Why didn't you what?
Why we didn't check this one that got the 0 on it?
You mean right here?
That's what
Yeah.
I was saying. So
Because that's a 0.
Oh,
you start
So the
after
fraction
the stroke.
from 0 to 1, we get to
Okay.
1/5.
One.
So
Okay.
1/5, 2/5, 3/5,
okay.
4/5, 5/5.
Oh, so anytime you
Okay.
got the 0, you got to
Now,
come from
Miss-
you.
Well, you
Add
have
one and
no,
go down.
because 0 is sitting there at 0. Its
okay.
value is 0.
Nothing.
It's not a
Yeah.
fraction, right?
Okay.
So from
Okay.
0 to 1, that gives you the 1/5.
Okay.
And then from here to here, that's 2/5, 3/5, 4/5, 5/5.
Okay.
So if
Got it.
the X were right here, that would be 4/5. If
Miss
it was
Barbara?
here, yes,
So can I ask you something?
yes.
So if where you have the 0, if that was, let's say the number 3, and then where the 1 is would be 4. If they had to get the fraction, the same spot where you have the X, what number would they start counting from? If the 0 is 3, the 1 is 4, and they still have to find out what the
Yeah,
X
like
is.
if this was a 3 and this was a 4, then
Mhm.
I know I've got fractions between 3 and 4. So it would still be 1/5, 3 and 1/5, 3 and 2/5, 3 and 3/5, 3 and 4/5, 4.
Y'all understand?
You got it? So even if I change this number and leave these little indentations the same, they will still be fifths, except they'll be mixed numbers, right? Like if this was a 1 and this was a 2, 1 and 1/5, 1 and 2/5, 1 and 3/5, 1 and 4/5, 2.
So, Miss, with me, I was counting the 0 as a 1. And I called 1,
No,
2,
but
3,
you
4,
can't
5,
count
6.
this as a 1 unless it was
And
a 1
afterwards, I
there.
realized, and afterwards, I realized that from the 0 to the next strokes is just 1.
Yeah, from 0 to 1, that means everything in between is a fraction. But
Oh.
if this 0 was a whole number, like Ms. Beckler said, then you'll
Yes.
have a mixed number. You'd have the number, then the fraction, the fraction, the fraction, the fraction, and then the number.
The whole number.
Yes, that's
Okay.
right. Any questions?
Thank you, Miss.
Okay, so these are the kind of things they ask you on the GED test. They give you number lines. They give you points for you to figure out. And sometimes your numbers are fractions. Sometimes they could be mixed fractions. All right. But what you have to do is look at what they're giving you and figure out what the fraction is. All right. Sometimes it may go with a whole number. Sometimes it's a standalone fraction, like with this one. All of these, regardless of where I put this X, it will be a fraction.
Okay.
Got it?
Thank you.
I'll probably give you one like this for homework, just to make sure you understand. Okay.
Yes.
Any questions on number 4?
No, thank you, Miss.
All right. Now, number 5, Maureen. What is 18 over 6 as a percentage?
18 over 6 as a percentage.
Which one would you say here?
I would say 300.
How did you get
Yeah.
that?
I don't know, just surmise.
I would say D, Miss.
You would say 30%, Mercedes?
I would say D.
Oh, you say 3%?
Yes.
Mercedes. Why would you say 3%?
Because if you divide 18 into 6, you're gonna get 3.
But 3 is what percent?
3.
You'd have to multiply that by 100.
After multiply 3 by 100,
Yes.
what you say 18? Oh, oh yeah.
18 over 6 is greater than 100%, right? Whenever you have an improper fraction like this, your percent is always greater than 100. Has to be, right? 18 divided by 6 is 3. And 3
18.
number times 100 equal percent, and that would
This
be
is
300%. So answer A. See, 3%, what would 3% be as a fraction, Mercedes?
3%.
Tell me what 3%, you'll see why 3% can't be correct. What would that be as a fraction?
0.03.
I didn't say decimal, I said fraction.
Oh lordy. Okay, the fraction will be 3 over 100.
3 over 100. Is 3 over 100 the same as 18 over 6?
No.
No, so it can't be D. Because 18 over 6 is an improper fraction, numerator greater than denominator, right? Here, this is a proper fraction, 3, a common fraction, 3 over 100. 3 over 100 is not equal to 18 over 6. In other words, 3 is not equal to 3 over 100.
So Miss, how should you do this? The 18 over 6, how would you work that out?
Well, when you divide 6 into 18, Mercedes, what do you get?
3.
So the number that you get and you multiply it by 100, you get the percent.
I see what I did.
What did you do?
I did 18.
You did the opposite, 6 over 18? Well, 6 over 18 is 1 over 3. And that's
No,
not 3%.
I divide 18 into 6.
It's 8. This says 18 divided by 6. Remember,
Yes.
fraction is numerator divided by denominator. Right? Numerator divided by denominator. Numerator is 18, denominator is 6. 6 and the 18 gives 3.
So why do you?
Go ahead.
So when you get this 3, you have to take the same 3 and multiply by 100.
Yes.
That's
3
part I
times
didn't
100 would give you 300%.
That's that part I didn't understand. How come you have to do that?
Well, how do you go from a number or a fraction to a percent? You multiply by 100, right? So whether that number is a whole number or whether it's a fraction or a decimal times 100 will give you the percent.
Okay, got you.
Right? Divide by 100 gives you decimal, from percent to decimal. But to go to percent, you multiply by 100. So the number you got from 18 divided by 6, 3, you multiply that by 100. So your answer is what Maureen said, A, right?
Okay. But because I did that, when I get 3, I just stop at 3. I didn't realize that I didn't finish the question, say as a percentage.
It says express 18 over 6 as a percentage. That's a multiplication, right?
So
Divide and a multiplication.
The percentage meant over 100 all the time.
No, percent means a number with a percent sign. The fraction could be over 100 and the decimal has a decimal point. So 18 over 6 gave you the decimal 3, right? But it's a whole number.
That's what I'm saying. That's
but
what
it's
I meant.
a whole number. Decimal, when we say decimal, sometimes it's a whole number, but the rules are the same. You still multiply by 100. So if this was 0.3, you say 0.3 times 100. 3 times 100.
Okay.
0.3 times 100 gives you 30%. 3 times 100 gives you 300%. Same rule. Go from
Okay.
number to percent times 100. Whether that number is a whole number like this, or whether it's a fraction. I mean, you know, a decimal less than 1.
Oh, so when I get the 3, then I should just continue.
Multiply
the
by
first
100,
three.
you get 300%.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
But if this was 6 over 18, what would you get? I'll say these 6 over 18 as a percent. What would that be?
3.
6 divided by 18?
3.
No,
No.
6 divided by 18.
8. Oh boy, what am I talking about? 6 divided by 18 is 6 3s is 18, Miss Barbara.
What?
So you attempt to do the upper way, that's 0.333, whatever.
What did you get?
0.33.
Maybe
Simplify.
1/3.
When you get this, what do you get? Yeah,
All right.
Maureen just told you. Simplify.
Okay.
Mercedes,
One.
what do you get?
1/3.
1/3. And 1/3 we just went over is what percent? What percent, Mercedes? We just did our thirds back a problem ago. 1/3 is what percent, Mercedes?
The one that just like what you just did?
1/3 equals what percent?
1/3. I don't quite remember. I'm not thinking. I gotta study this up function is in my head.
100 you divide into 3 parts. What other parts equal to?
100 divided into 3 parts.
Yes. What are the parts equal to?
The parts equal to 33
And what?
and a 1/3.
That's it. That's all I wanted you to say.
I'm too doubtful though.
33 1/3%. Okay. Put that all on one line. See, if this had been 6 over 18, the fraction would be 1/3 and the percent would be 33 1/3. But 18 over 6, you get a whole number 3, and then times 100 gives you 100%. Like this, we could have said 0.333 and then times 100 and 33.3%, but we left it as a fraction. Okay,
Okay.
got it?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so let's look at number 6. Maureen, number 6. What 061 as a percent? What's the answer?
Oh, 1/6 61%.
You multiply 0.061 times 100. 0.061 times 100 gives what, Maureen?
61%.
No. Shift decimal point 2 places to the right, I multiply by 100. What do you
Oh.
get?
0.61
No, I said percent.
percent.
A number and then the percent sign. What's the answer?
A
Maureen,
number.
what's the number and then the percent?
0.0.
No. 0.061 times 100.
60%?
No,
No. You gotta move the decimal point in 2 places. I don't know about this decimal point moving anyhow.
if your decimal point is here, Maureen, right here,
Well,
and you move it 2 places to the right, where is the decimal point then?
I don't know. In front, the one? I don't know.
Well, you do know. If you move it 2 places, where is it? You just said it. It's in front of the what?
The one?
In front of the 1. So then that becomes what? So what's the answer?
0.61.
No, you told me the decimal point is in front of the 1.
Uh-huh.
So that is what?
It will come like 6.1.
Yeah, 6.1.
Oh, oh, I see.
6.1.
I've never these decimal moving points yet.
Yeah, that
Well,
bother me sometimes.
when you multiply by 100, that's shifting 2 places to the right. The decimal point is here, 2 places to the right, we'll put it here. Because if you put it here, that's 1 place. Put it here, that's 2 places, right? So 6.1%. So what would be the answer, Maureen?
B.
B. But if you actually multiply that out by 100 and then point it off 3 places, you get the 6.1. Maureen?
Yeah.
Multiply the
Listen,
0.061 times 100, point it off 3 places because you have 3 places here. Yes, I'll say these.
so if you multiply it, you shift 2 places to the right. If you divide it, go
No,
2
no,
places left.
no. Shifting 2 places to the right is equivalent of multiplying.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah,
Yes, that's the equivalent.
yeah.
Multiplying by 100 is the same as shifting the decimal point 2 places to the right. Just
Okay.
like dividing by 100 is the same as shifting your decimal point 2 places to the left.
Yeah,
So if
that's
it
what I'm.
were a percent and you
Yes.
divide by 100, that's the same as moving that decimal point 2 places to the left. You'd get the 0.061. You got it?
Okay. Yeah.
In other words, the equivalent operations multiplied by 100 is the same as shifting your decimal point 2 places to the right, going from 0.061 to 6.1. Okay, divided by 100, like if I started with the 6.1, that's the same as dividing by 100, same as shifting the decimal point 2 places to the left. So if you started with 6.1, 2 places to the left would give you back the 0.061. You got it?
Okay. Thank you.
So let me give you this. You had 0.0058. Okay. I want to convert that to a percent, Mercedes. What would it be?
That would be, let me see, 0, 0. Where is it? Okay. Would that be 0.58?
0.58%.
Wrong?
0.58%. Okay. Multiplying by 100, same as shifting decimal point 2 places to the right. So from this point to between the 0 and the 5.
I'll get that answer. Okay.
And then if you wanted to go from percent to decimal, you shift to the left, same as divided
Oh.
by 100.
Okay, so if I want to go to decimal, I go to the left, percentage to the right.
Right.
We're gonna cook tomorrow.
Okay. If you had, say, 2.4, what percent? I'll say these.
That would be That would be
2.4
two,
converted
two.
to a percent. What would it be?
It would be 2, 4. No. Yes.
2, 4 what?
24.0. 24.0.
You're
Hold
going
on.
from
I'm gonna
number,
percentage
you're going from decimal to percent,
1.
multiplying by 100. So shift the decimal point 2 places to the right. So what that becomes is what?
24.00.
What?
24.00.
No.
No, 2 point. No, sorry. 2,
If your
4.
decimal
2,
point is right
2,
here,
2.
move it
Hold
2
on.
places. What do you get? Move this
1.
decimal point 2 places to the right. What do you get,
Okay.
Mercedes?
1, 2. That would be. So I was supposed to get 240.0. Am I saying it wrong?
240.
Hold
Well,
on,
you
I'll
can
write
say
it.
240 and then the percent.
Good. That's what I'm not saying. The
Yeah.
percent.
Yeah, you move from this point in front of the 4 to a
1.
0. That's 1 right here. So you gotta have to add a 0,
Has 0,
and that
and
would
then I
make
move
it 2. Okay. So anytime you have a number 1 or greater, well, you're gonna have 100% or greater. So 2.4 is 240%. Whereas if you had 0.24, what would that be, most ladies, as a percent?
that would be 4.0.
2.4. You don't have to say a decimal, just 2.4%. 2
Okay.
places right, just give you 24%. Got it?
2 places to the right. Give me.
Multiply by 100 is equivalent to shifting 2 places to the right. So your decimal point is here, and you put it behind the 4. That's 2 places. Because from here to between the 2 and 4 is 1 place. After the 4 is 2 places. So it'd be 24. The decimal point is here, although you don't have to put it here. And then percent, and then always add the percent sign.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes, thank you.
And then if I had 0.024, what would that be as a percent, Mercedes?
That would be 1. That would be 0.2.
No, you don't need the 0. Once you shift the decimal point, you don't need that 0.
Okay.
Because you're moving. Where would the decimal point be? Tell me, where would the decimal point be once you shift?
Between 2 and 4.
Right. So you just say 2.4 and then the percent.
Oh.
That's it. You don't put a 0 in front of it. Okay.
Okay.
Because you multiply by 100, so you don't have this 0 here. 0.024 times 100 gives you 2.4. Shifting it, the decimal point between the 2 and the 4, and you just drop the 0. Be 2.4%. Got it?
Okay. Thank you.
Maureen, number 7. What's the answer?
2/3 of 12.
What is 2/3 of 12? That's a fraction. What is
6.
2/3 of 12? How are you getting 6?
I don't know. Because 2/3 of 12.
2/3 of 12.
I know it is not 7.
Well, 2/3 of, whenever you see the of, that's a multiplication.
Patient.
So 2/3 of 12 means 2/3
2/3
times 12. Else, ladies, what is that equal to? Multiply the
2/3 of 12.
numerators, multiply the denominators. What's that equal to?
2/3 of
8.
12.
How did you get that, Maureen?
I don't know. I multiply 2/3 by 8 by 12.
Well, how did you get 8? Multiplication, multiply numerators, multiply denominators. So that would be 2 times 12 divided by 3 times
3.
1, right? 2
2 times
times
12 is
12,
24.
and that's divided by the denominator 3, because 12 is 12 over 1, right? So let's just put that here. 2 times 12, and that would be over 3 times 1.
Yeah.
And that's equal to what? 24.
Divided by 3, right?
Right,
Is
24
it?
divided by 3, and that's correct, Maureen. That's equal to 8. Answer. Let me bring that up some. Okay. All right, so the answer would be C, right? Questions?
Miss,
Yes.
I'm trying to figure out how you do that to get the 8. I see. Oh, I know that 3 into 24. That's 3 8 is 24. But right there with the, you said 2/3. How does it click?
Well,
You divide 2
well,
by
fractions you multiply numerators and denominators, right? The numerators are 2 and 12, 2 times 12. Denominators are 3 and 1. See, this 12 has a 1 under it. You don't have to put it there. 3 times 1. So numerators, 2 times 12 is 24. Denominators, 3 times 1 is 3. 3 divides into 24 8 times. That's how you got 8. Questions, Mercedes?
Fine, Miss. Thank you.
Is that clear?
Yes, so far.
Okay. Well, multiplication is no conversion. You just multiply the top number and the bottom numbers. Numerators, the
Yes.
top number, and the bottom numbers, the denominators. And then it's a division, 24 divided by
Simplify.
3, and it gives you 8. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let me give you another question just like this one. What is 2/9 of 18?
Okay. That is one
Right,
second.
and the answer? Mental math.
Oh, you mentioned my. All right. So
Maureen, you have the answer?
4.
4. Mercedes, you got 4?
let me see if I'm right.
Multiplication, 2/9 times 18. 2 times 18 is 36. 9 times 1 is 9, so that's 9. 36 divided by 9 equals 4. Mercedes, questions?
No, Miss.
Numerators, multiplied 2 times 18. Denominators, 9 times 1 is 9. Divide 9 into 36, get 4. Okay? All right, let's go to our next question. Okay. Maureen, read number 8. Tell me the answer.
Matthew has 7 pages of his book to read. There were 100 pages total. What percent of pages did he have left? Okay. It was 100, right?
Yes.
And he reads 7.
But what did it say?
It says Matthew had 7 pages of his book to read. There was 100 pages total. What percent of pages did he had left? Let's see. I would say 70%. I'm sure.
What would you say, Mercedes?
7.
I would guess that is 77. C. Although I have 7 for the answer when I check it in the calculator, but it doesn't look like 7 from. I'm checking a 7 from 100, but the question is asking for percentage, so I have to do it another way.
So if he has 7 pages to read, that means he has 7 pages left, right? 7 pages to read means he has 7 pages left. And you have 100 pages total. So the part here is the 7, right? The 100 pages is
Yes.
the total. The part is the 7. So your
And-
fraction will be 7 over 100. Mercedes, what is that equal to as a percent?
That would equal to 70%.
7 over 100?
7 for 100.
7%.
1.7.
No,
7%.
7%.
But I
Thank
said
you.
7% already.
You said
said-
70.
No. I said 7% before.
No, you say 70.
You
And I
said
said,
70.
and I also said I'll go the calculator. Say,
You
when I
said
said
the
7
calculator said, but you didn't believe the calculator. So you said 70. I know what you said. The calculator told you the answer. You didn't believe the calculator.
Oh.
Well,
No, and
well,
I
remember,
explained. No, and
okay.
I explained. I said because I'm checking it another way, like 7 from 100. So I'm looking for a
No,
bigger
no,
number.
no.
But
Remember
then I
that.
realized that I'm wrong. The calculator is right because it's a percentage. That's what I explained.
Okay,
So
but just remember now, the ratio of a number to 100 is a percent. So when you put the 7 over 100, that's the ratio of 7 to 100. So the percent is just the numerator, 7%. That's mental math. You didn't have to use the calculator, right? 7 pages to read. What
What's
did
the
he have
decimal?
left? He had left the 7 pages. So put that 7, the part, over the whole 100. The ratio of the number to 100 is the percent. So the 7 over 100 is just 7%.
All right, my calculator showed me 0.07
That's right. 0.0, and that decimal converts to what, Mercedes?
to 7%.
That's right. Shift decimal point 2 places.
That's
Right
what I
to the
conclude.
right, yes, or multiply by 100 and you get 7%. But I'm saying you didn't have to do that. This is mental math. You got 7 pages to read of a 100-page total book. That means part 7 over whole 100. The number over the 100 is the percent, 7%. Got it?
Yes, thank you.
70% would be 70 over 100. Got it?
Okay.
Okay, number 9. You've got a figure here, and I want you to tell me the fraction, the decimal, and the percent this represents.
Fraction,
So
decimal.
you want the fraction, the decimal, and the percent.
Oh, okay.
What is the answer?
decimal.
Um,
What's the whole, Maureen?
Hold on a minute.
What is the whole of this figure? How many parts do you see?
This is 8 parts.
8 parts. That's right. And how much do you see shaded?
8 parts.
I'm sorry. How much do you see not shaded? In green, actually.
How
What's
much
the
that?
fraction? What's the fraction in the green right here? What fraction is that?
1,
Over what?
8.
Yep. So that's why you have every place you say 1/8. So 1/8 is what decimal and what percent, Mercedes?
1/8 is you say what? Say that again, please.
1/8 is what decimal and what percent?
But what decimal? 1.8, and the percent is what?
No, 1/8. You'd have to divide, unless you have your chart, you can look it up. You'd have to divide 1 by 8. What decimal do you get when you do that?
I get 0.125.
Okay, and so that would be what percent?
That would be 0.125.
That's the decimal. What percent would that represent?
12.5%.
That's right. So the answer would be what?
A.
A. Maureen, you get that?
Yeah.
You get A? Make that bigger. Answer A. The green represents 1 part of 8 of this figure. And 1/8 converts to 12.5%. And that's the decimal 0.125. Questions number 9.
No question. Thank you, Miss.
Oh, yes.
You remember just sent me the paper that showed me how to do the calculator back and forth with the decimal and the percentage. My calculator not doing it.
What are you trying to do on the calculator?
We're talking, it says, like if I do this now, 1
Divided
divided
by
by
8, what do you
8.
get?
Hold on, I see it clear properly. Okay. 1 divided by 8. I got 0.13.
You don't get 0.125.
No, but
Okay, so yours
but
is
if I do it
yours
on
is
my,
set up to round, but you
yeah,
want to change it where it doesn't round.
Yeah, but if I do it on my phone, I get the correct answer.
Okay, but your calculator, you can set the round, and I think yours may be set to round. Let me just make a note of that, and then I'll have to call you to tell you how to reset it. Reset calculator, not to round. See, there are options you can put on your calculator to round. You don't want to round, okay?
Okay.
So you have the same calculator I have, right? The
Yes.
TI-30XS?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll call you and ask you and tell you how you can reset your calculator. All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay. Let's go to number 10. Now, I want to know what fraction, decimal, and percent. Okay. Now, this is the figure right here.
Mhm.
And the answers are here. What fraction, decimal, and percent does this model represent? And remember, you give me fraction, decimal, and percent. Now, what's the whole here, mouse ladies?
4,
4, right? The shaded is what?
1,
1
1/4.
over 1/4. Okay. So tell me the answers. I'm sorry, it should be 3 answers. 3 answers, because you're giving me fraction, decimal, and
Ah.
percent. So what would be your 3 answers, mouse ladies?
First one is 1/4.
What fraction, decimal, and percent? 3 answers.
A fraction is 1/4.
So that would
And
be
the-
what letter?
That's number B.
That's B, okay. And the decimal?
The decimal is D.
The decimal, D is a percent.
D is a percent.
Decimal is C.
C,
I have the decimal, which is C, 0.25. I have
but
that.
you said D. When I asked for
So-
decimal, you gave me percent. Okay, Mercedes, what's the
I said
percent?
D.
What's the percent?
Okay, percent is E.
That's it. Okay, so B is the fraction, 1/4.
Yeah,
C is the decimal, 0.25, and
Yeah.
E is the percent, 25%. Got it?
yes.
Okay. All right, now. Okay. Let's see, let's go to the next. Right, and I'll bring this over to the other side so we have enough room to work with. Okay, so we're looking at a rectangle. Okay, Maureen, read number 11.
Okay. The width of a rectangle is 2/3 of its length. If the perimeter of the rectangle is 80 centimeters, find the area.
Okay. So, area of a rectangular formula. Mercedes, what's the area? What's the
L.
formula?
The formula is 2 by 2L.
Yeah, the
Area,
perimeter.
area. I didn't say perimeter.
Okay, the area is 2, sorry. 2
Area of a rectangle is equal to what? What's the formula?
2 times length, 2 times width.
No.
Am I saying it wrong?
Yes.
Oh Lordy.
The area of a rectangle is length
Times
Times,
times width.
width.
yes.
Square units, right?
Yes.
Now the perimeter, I'll say this, give me the perimeter formula. What is that? Perimeter of a rectangle.
2 times 2L time church. 2L plus 2 width.
Yeah, 2W. Okay, 2L plus 2W. Okay, so now we have our formulas. And I think, let's see if they're on the, let's see if I have them here. I think I had okay. Okay, do you see the formula sheet?
Is the area off? Yeah.
No, mathematics formula sheet.
Yes.
Okay, I'll be sending you this today because this is the one on the GED. They give you the area of a rectangle, LW, perimeter of a rectangle, 2L plus 2W. But you should know them, even though they're on the sheet. Then you don't have to look up them on the sheet, okay? And they give you other things like interest, I equal principal, interest equal principal times rate times time. Okay, Pythagorean. These are, because it changed from what it used to be, okay? So
Okay.
let's go back to new share and go back to where we were. Okay, so we have our two formulas, area of a rectangle, length times width. This will give you square units. Perimeter of a rectangle is 2L plus 2W. Now, how do you write width of the rectangle is 2/3 of its length? How do you write that, Maureen? Now we'll use width equal, we'll use the variable W, and we'll use length equal L. All right, so we've got these as our variables. So Maureen, how do we say width is 2/3 of its length? How would we write that in math?
2/3.
We want to write width is 2/3 of its length. How would we write that as a mathematical equation? Use W for width and use L for length. So what would we write?
2 width. No.
Is means equal. How would we write width of the rectangle equal 2/3 of its length? 2/3 of means a multiplication. Now say these, you know how to write it?
I don't know how to write it.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, miss.
Width is the variable W. How would you write width equal 2/3 of its length? 2/3 means multiplication. Tell me what to write, starting with W.
Is that you have to multiply 2, but say 236? I'm not quite sure.
No, width of the rectangle is 2/3 of its length. So width is W, is equal. 2/3 of its length means 2/3 times the length, that is L. So tell me what equation I would write.
Two times.
Start with W.
I'm not quite sure, miss. I'm too doubtful right now.
Width is means equal.
Yes, I know that.
Right here, when you have
So you
is,
put
that means equal. Okay.
So width equal W equal 2/3.
Okay, there you starting off right. Now say this W, and then we put equal. Now let's make this small W. So width, that takes care of width is. Now Mercedes, how about I write 2/3 of its length? That's a multiplication.
2/3 of the length
Yes.
is like 2/3 of 80.
The length is not 80, that's the perimeter. Length is
Oh.
L, the variable L.
So I don't comprehend, miss.
Maureen, how about I write 2/3 times L?
You write 2/3
2/3
times
times, very good,
length.
L. That's it. Say, do you follow?
Still thinking, still trying.
Width of the rectangle, W, is equal 2/3 of its length, means multiplication. 2/3 times its length.
Okay.
Right? So we've got this. Let me make that same font. Okay. So width is 2/3 times the length, right? Now that means you can, where you have the W, you can put the 2/3 times the length, right? Everybody
Mhm.
following me?
Where
Yeah.
you have
So
double,
let's take the perimeter and let's write it as P for the perimeter equals 2L plus 2W. Now, for the W, I want you to substitute 2/3 times L. So I'll write it here and you substitute it. Substitute W equal 2/3 L. Well, I'll just put the times because side by side is still multiplication. 2/3 times L in the perimeter formula. So do that. Where you have W, put the 2/3 L here. Okay.
we have double.
Right. Take this equation. I'll put it here. And I want you to do that. Tell me what you get. Let's put that there. Okay. So where you have W, you want to put what?
2/3.
2/3 L. 2/3. And I'll just put L because that's a multiplication. Now let me just make that I'm switching now to a capital L so it doesn't look like a, okay, so let me just make this L because as a small L, it looks like it could be a 1, so that's what I'm changing it here. So 2/3 times L, let's just make that capital L, and I'll put here capital L. Okay, so perimeter equals 2L plus 2 times 2/3 L. But what is perimeter? They gave it to you in the formula. What is perimeter? They gave it to you in the problem. 80, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's put here 80. That's the perimeter. 80 equal 2L plus 2 times 2/3 L. So that's 2L. What's 2 times 2/3 L? I'll say these.
What, miss? 2
2
times
multiplied by 2/3 L.
2 multiplied by
2 times 2/3 L. What is that equal to?
that would be 8.
2 times 2 is what?
Oh, I do it the other way. I said 2, 3, 6, and 2 make 8.
No,
So
no, you
2,
can't
3,
do
4.
this. This is a multiplication. So you multiply numerators, you multiply denominators. In other
Okay.
words, let me just put this here. 2 times 2/3 L. This is equal to multiplication numerators and multiplication denominators. So that would be 2 times 2. And the denominator is a 1 times 3L. So let's just underline here. And this would be times 1 times 3L, right? Everybody with me?
If we're trying to follow.
See,
Mhm.
I'm
So,
multiplying.
so it's with 2 2's 4.
Yeah, be 4 over 3.
But it's 1 times 3L, Maureen.
Oh,
So what would it be, Maureen?
4 over 3L.
That's it. You're right. This will be equal to equal 4. And this 4 would just be over 3L. That's right. Let's put that up under there. And put our 3L here. Okay. 3L. Okay. So 2L will be plus 4 over 3L, right? So this right here. Oh, let's just put it here. So we multiply this out, we got 4 over 3L. So this would be 4. And I'll just switch to slash 3L. All right. What's 2L plus 4 over 3L? What is that equal to?
What's 2L?
Plus 4 over 3L.
Where is it? What's 2? Where's okay.
That's 4 and 2 is 6, right?
Well, how many 3's are there in 2? How many thirds are there in 2?
None.
How many thirds are there in the number 2?
1.
How many? No, how many thirds?
0.
Oh, 3.
No. 1 has 3 thirds. 2 would have how many thirds?
4/3.
No.
2/3.
What number do you divide by 3 to get 2?
6.
6. So this would be really 6 thirds, right? We want to get them all in thirds so we can add them. 6 over 3L plus 4 over 3L. What is that equal to, Maureen? When the denominators are the same, you can add the numerator. So what would that be?
Yeah, 4 over 3L. So it's, let me see,
Add the numerators. 6 and 4.
it's 10.
So that would be 10 over what? And the denominator is 3L, right?
So
Okay.
10 over 3.
10 over 3L, right? Okay, now 80 equals 10 over 3L. Now we can multiply both sides of the equation by 3L. What would that give us, Mercedes? Multiply both sides by 3L. Now what would we get, Mercedes, when we do that?
If we multiply both sides by 3L, like say 3 10s 30. That's what I mean. And 3, I want to say
I'm going to the next. Okay, multiply both sides by 3L. So let's just do that. So I'm taking this equation.
yeah.
Okay, let me copy it here. And then we want to multiply both sides by 3L. So this will be 80 times 3L. Now notice I have that 10 over 3L. I don't need all of this because we already added it and got that, right? So that's 10 over 3L. And then multiply this by 3L. And what does that give me on the left side, Mercedes?
On the left side, you got, that's 240
240 what?
L.
Yes, very good. 240L. And the 3L's cancel here because that's 3L over 3L, and that's equal to 10, right?
Yes.
So what is L equal to?
L is equal to, I'm not sure if I should multiply or what. I'm looking for the percentage. Is that 24?
Yeah, it's
24 L.
it's 24, but where did we go? Where did we make a mistake here? I should have 10L equals 240. Then L is equal to 24. Let me go back up here. Okay, 2/3 L. Let's see, 2 times 2 is 4. 4 over 3L. Let's see, 4 over 3L. And 6, 10 over 3L. Because L should come out 24. 24. So this 240L should be 10L equal 240. I'll go back and correct that, but this should be 10L equals 240. So L would be 240 over 10, 24. So if the perimeter is 80 and the length is 24, what would be the width? So let's go back and take this.
Maybe they. Okay.
Okay, so the length is 24, right? So we put 24 for the length. And the perimeter was what, 80? So what, we put 80. So Maureen, what would two widths be equal to?
Okay.
80 equals 2 times 24 is what? 48.
Yeah.
So two widths would be equal to what?
160.
No.
You're talking the 48?
80.
Yeah,
Okay.
80 minus 48 is what?
Oh, sorry.
Subtract
did not.
48 from both sides, you get 32.
Yeah.
32 equals 2W. So what would W be equal to? If 2W's is 32, what would W be equal to?
16.
That's it, right? So Maureen, now you have the width and you have the length. So how would you find the area? What would you put? The length came out 24. The width came out 16. And when you multiply that out, what do you get?
Okay, it's length.
24 times 16.
768.
24 times 16?
768.
No. 24 times 16. No,
Oh,
sir.
sorry.
What do you get? 384?
24 times 16.
That would be square feet.
Oh,
Yeah. So that would be the area. 384, well, it's in centimeters, sorry, square centimeters. Okay. So this was a mix of perimeter and area. All right. Now,
this one is
if I
hardness.
give you a problem like this, I'll probably just ask you to do a setup. I mean, I wouldn't ask you to solve the whole thing. I'd just give you probably multiple choice setups and let you pick out the setup. All right.
This is toughness.
Yeah, because this one has several steps. But I use this because I wanted you to know the relationship between area and perimeter. Area is square units. Perimeter is just units. All right. So if the perimeter is in centimeters, the area will be in square centimeters.
Okay.
Questions? Okay, so we will stop here and I will send you homework. And I'm very pleased that you sent me back your results. And you both, Maureen, you and Mercedes did well on the homework. And I want to see same results when I send you some more homework. All right. And it will be basically what we've gone over, but maybe 1 or 2 word problems. Okay.
I will do my decision because I postponed my therapy to tomorrow.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah,
So,
not my hand is hurting me too bad, but my knee is swollen.
oh my goodness, you might need a cortisone shot.
I had one already from my doctor.
Okay, so you had one. All
But
right.
I'm gonna go back to see when they come back from Barbados.
Maureen, help yourself.
Huh?
Help yourself. Get some.
I just do.
What do you take at home to help yourself?